Let's take one over here from Azure says, Dear Woldine, Zidane, and Pat Burt Steiner, now that you're going through FF9, I wanted to let you know about this hidden quest that's not a spoiler. It's
Uh-huh.
just showing that the very nature of the LP, you're not going to get this. I'm sure Pat knows. Excalibur 2 is something that I can confirm. Um, it's not accessible content. The strongest weapon you can get for Steiner is Excalibur 2. Strongest weapon, period. But to get
This
it, you have
thing
to reach
sucks, dude.
one of the last rooms in the game within 12 hours of starting. Once that amount of time has passed, the item is gone. Not technically gone for good because you can actually reset the internal game clock by letting the game stay on for 2 years. So it's not practical. But, anyways, uh, yeah, you can. There are some quirky details like the fact that since different versions of the game have different frame rates, the actual time difference changes depending on the version. Can be as short as 10 hours, but I'll spare you the ins and outs. It's an interesting hidden reward for speedrunning, but it forces you to skip a ton of content, especially considering the timer never really stops, even in cutscenes. Um, yeah, are there any weird hidden and impractical rewards like this in games that you can remember?
I
Yeah, I
can
mean,
think of one.
I brought up the Dark Souls 2 stupid truffle pig, whatever,
Yeah, the
pickaxe.
pickaxe.
Completely
Yeah, no.
insane.
Hey, you want the slam dunk ultimate version of this ever? All you have to do is go 3 games into the future with Final Fantasy 12, and let's talk about the motherfucking Zodiac Spear. This fucking piece of shit is the best weapon in the game. This original FF12, not international version. Hey, guess what? How do you get the Zodiac Spear? Oh, I don't know. Don't open 4 random chests throughout the game.
Oh, like FF6 has that. Yeah. Wait till later, and it cooks over time. And when
And
you
it, and
open
it,
it at
and
the
it,
end, it gets
and at
good.
the end, a chest will show up, and then it'll open, and it'll be a goddamn Zodiac Spear. Which chests? Oh, I don't know. Completely random chests. Some of them in the
Yeah.
early game. Why would it? Why the?
See, like in Chrono Trigger, it made so much more sense because you were jumping back and forward in time, and like it had a mechanic that was tied to the plot, so it made more sense. You know, in FF6, it was just arbitrarily like however many times you walk through this wave, just ignore it, just don't look at it for no reason.
That was
Um,
that. So both of these, I am convinced, are a result of a deal with Prima Guides to sell Prima
well,
Guides.
FF6 was like a million years
No.
ago.
I
I
mean
mean,
like 12 and
mm.
9. Wait, oh god, the 9 guide was like one of the worst guides ever because it would just say go to this website, and then the
but
website
like
sucked ass.
But like how like the game like getting to the end of the game in 12 hours only to
Oh,
use it for the
awful,
last little
awful,
bit. Like
awful.
how is that fun? Like that
It's
doesn't
not.
sound
It
fun.
sucks ass. It's trash. I would never let my child try and beat FF9 in 12 hours. That is a terrible way to play that game. I see them speed
Stupid.
running, slap that controller right out of their hand. You stop and smell the roses. No, don't play Tetramaster. Don't smell those roses. But the the rest of it.
Mhm. Yeah, you're going to have some decisions to make.
Am I?
Mhm.
So I saw scroll by. Hey Pat, are you gonna have your kid play like Nintendo NES games and then SN? No, that's weird. They can start on whatever the new Xbox is if they even like video games.
I don't fully agree there in the sense that like I don't know that you need to fucking like time gate anything to create the perfect like that's stupid. But having access to old games and being like, yo, you can check these out too. There's a library of past and present to look at. I think it would be is a good move, and that's something
Well,
that I
yeah,
would
of
like to do,
course, Wooly, of course,
so that
we're
it's
going to
not
have access
always,
to everything.
but not just like being like, oh, it's not just going like, oh yeah, it's there, but also
Mhm.
like, hey, look, there's some cool stuff from the past that is fun, you know.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I mean,
I
when I would walk in and my dad would be watching A Bridge Too Far or Bridge on the River Kwai or
mhm.
any other World War II bridge movies that came out like 60 years ago. And I'd be like, "What's that?" And he would say, "Oh, it's this movie." And then I would watch the movie and go, "Oh, that old movie was cool." And thus, I really like a lot of those old things. The idea
Yeah,
of my dad sitting me down and be like, "Hey, you got to start watching movies from Citizen Kane onwards." It's
yeah,
fucking
no, that's
psycho
insane.
shit.
But it's just like like when it comes to like, hey, check this out, it's cool. Same thing for movies too. Like, I mean, there's some like, as much as you can go watch, Frozen and Tangled, The Lion King is a fucking awesome movie. Like, yeah, I'm gonna,
Oh man,
pop that in.
just thinking,
So,
did you ever see Back to the Future 2?
hmm
You know when he goes into the arcade and he's like, "Where's the arcade machine with buttons?" And they're like, "Use your hands to play it like a baby's game?" And I'm just like, "Oh no." I can see myself talking to Pat Jr. and be like, "No, you used a controller for these. You didn't jack the plug into your brain yet. That was before that. You had to use your hands
yeah,
on a
yeah.
controller and maybe a keyboard. What's a keyboard?
No,
Mm,
yeah. I think the move is like, they're gonna go with the times, of course. They're gonna be interested in whatever's like current and happening, but you're also gonna be showing stuff, and
yeah,
if you show cool stuff, then in the same way
yeah.
that like old music can garner interest, or old films, then yeah, old games can do it too. But you
Mhm.
just don't like don't like not show anything, and then just not even bring the possibility up. Um, all right. Here's one with
What's
no
that weird
tags. So,
square icon that shows up when the game saves? It's a
or
it's
the
a
or no, the oh wow, you have a physical save icon? That's crazy. Yeah.